We live in very uncertain times, and we live in a world where people are trying to find safe spaces. They're looking for places to be where they're safe, fleeing from poverty and hunger, fleeing from war and terror. We also live in a world where people are trying to find safe spaces to be heard, so their voice is heard, to talk about who they are, and to talk about things that really matter, to talk about the gap between the rich and the poor, to talk about global and local poverty, to talk about finding new places to live, to find safe spaces, to have conversations. Here in Australia, Aboriginal people are trying to find safe spaces to be heard, for our voice to be heard, to deal with the past, to have our voice help shape the future. Conversations around the nation we live in, spaces to talk about where we feel our voice needs to be heard. There are many people looking places to find a safe space, to be free. Jesus is that safe space. I'm speaking to you from St. Peter's Cathedral here in Adelaide. Cathedrals used to be safe spaces, sanctuaries, a place where people would come to be safe. Sadly, for many people, the church hasn't been a safe space. But when we think about Jesus, we think about him as being a safe space. And we think about the people who came to see Jesus. We think about those who were called outcasts, those who were poor, those who were tax collectors and hated by the people of their time. And we think about those who are regarded as notorious sinners. People came to him because they knew they mattered. And they knew that they could come to him and talk to him. And they knew that he was a safe space for them. As Christians, we occupy that safe space. Who is Jesus? In the gospel reading, Jesus says that we will come in and go out. We come from the safe space of Jesus and we go out into the world. God's world. The world that God loves. And we're called to walk alongside Jesus in this world and to create safe spaces for those who need them. It's our role as Christians to move into the world and to, with God, change the world and transform the world into a safe space for all people. Our role is to be a transforming people, taking Jesus, walking with Jesus into the world so people will be safe where they live, with who they are, with the conversations they have, with the thoughts they have, with the feelings they have. They'll be safe.